What is going on, everybody? DragonFan96 bringing you a nice special bonus episode of BTD Salt. And today we're going to be doing nothing but speed with fire. And let's start our first match, shall we? So this match isn't too long. And it's a nice warm-up. Most of my opponents go down pretty fast because they just can't defend eco, which kind of sucks. I was hoping it would last a little longer, but yeah, my opponent kind of struggles. Yeah. So right here I send black balloons, by the way, to try throwing off the cluster bomb, and it worked. And yeah, that spec factory isn't doing them any favors. Right here they said leads and slow, and I'm not sure why. Like, I can understand why, but like, I mean, so right here, I get up my defenses over rushing because I needed defenses. And right here, once I got my defenses set up, I noticed that he had 0 camo detection, by the way. That's something that most of my opponents don't realize is camo detection. And yeah, I just keep sending camo pinks, because that's like the quickest way to kill my opponent. And yeah, they go down pretty fast. And anyways, I'm gonna move on to our next opponent, shall we? Alright, so this is our next opponent. Interesting username you got there. So this is gonna be basically a rinse and repeat. By the way, the strategy is not the strategy of my own. It's actually C-Fram Gaming's strategy of using Ninja Boomer Ice. It's really, really effective. There's not so many weaknesses to the strategy by itself, and having Rubber to Gold Lightning Bolt is actually really useful for getting a nice good burst of eco. And then Big Balloon Slow is actually the cherry on the cake because it slows down balloons in really dire situations. Right there, we both eco greens, but the thing of it is that when you have a heli on pursuit and you have greens, it's always going to struggle because you put it on pursuit. It's going to chase first rather than all around. The best way to do heli is to have heli in one spot. I usually put it on patrol and put the patrol points very close together where it kind of like vibrates, and then I try to get a 3-0 or at least a 3-1 heli, so that way I don't have to rely on pursuit, because pursuit is actually very bad, as you can see. It forces a lot of lightning bolts, but we're gonna speed this up just a little bit. Yeah, my opponent uses heli, and then they have ice, but they never really use ice. I actually sold my ricochets for a nuclear sub because sub was my 4th, which was actually really useful. And yeah, I sent a regen lead to basically force them to get Razor Rotors, and even with Razor Rotors, it's actually really difficult. Now, the thing about the strategy they have now is that I have Arctic Wind and a sub, and that actually really helps out. The only problem is ceramics. They can be a problem. So that's where I had my Lightning Bolt come in. They noticed that I had sub, and they're like, hey, I see what you're doing here. We're gonna sub, but you kind of put up that sub a little too late. And yeah, they lost, unfortunately. And yeah, we're gonna move on to our next opponent. These next two matches are ridiculously short, as we got queued twice and just wanted to show them because they're nice, simple, and fast. It can also give me a little bit of time to basically explain how the strategy works. If you've never seen any of my previous Speed with Fire videos, I don't know what y'all are doing, but basically what you want to do is you want to get a 3-0 boomer, which is Glaive Ricochet. The easiest way to do that is to rubber to gold on round 2 and then lightning bolt. The reason why you want a lightning bolt is, well, one, you're going to have a lot of balloons on the screen, so you're going to have to lightning bolt anyway. But even if you didn't have a lot of balloons, what you can do is actually lightning bolt and you get money faster because it pops the balloons faster than Glaive Ricochet can. Now right here, my opponent struggles so much because they have one wizard there. It's not even doing anything. They saw that one wizard in the really wrong time. What they should have done was get a heli and then put it on, try to get Razor Rotors, because that would have saved you so much time. But yeah, I'm going to move on to the rematch, and I'll continue the explanation. Alright, so here's the continuation of that. This is the rematch. They also have cash injection, which kind of threw me for a loop, because I really wasn't anticipating cash injection. It's actually a really, really underused power. The only time I ever use cash injection is if I know the opponent's going to use Eco Choke, because that's like the perfect Eco Choke stall. Right here, they try to learn their lesson by getting Glaive Ricochet, because it's the rematch, so they kind of know what they're doing, but I always try to uphand the strategy a little by sending at least one space pink to basically try forcing something else. But anyways, you want to get a 3-0 boomer, and then by round 4 you want to have 2, because one Ricochet cannot defend against yellows, especially if they're going to be very jam-packed if both of us are ecoing. Okay, by round 8 or 9, you should use your final rubber to gold, and you need to get a Glaive Lord by round 10 or 11. Preferably round 10 is like the latest you can get it, because usually the usual rush round is round 11, which is your generic round 13 rush, because every round, because Speed with Fires, all the rounds are 2 levels ahead. So yeah, basically you want to have a Glaive Lord. And then I also set up an Arctic Wind over an Ice Shard. The reason why is to slow down the balloons, so that way you don't have to have more than one Glaive Lord. Okay, and then the final thing that I do is set up a Ninja, have a double shot distraction, so a 3-2 Ninja, and specifically set its priority on Strong. The reason why is because, yeah, right here, I kind of forced a tower boost by sending Zebra Rush, and then I realized, oh yeah, they don't have camo because they forgot to get their Glaive Lord. So yeah, but basically what I do after that is I have the double shot Ninja, so that way if they send a ceramic, I can distraction the ceramic to come back. And from there, I just build up Balloon Jitsus and stalls, and keep going until round 40, and then you just send a Oh My God, and big balloons slow that boy, and they fall because round 40, the Moabs Clash balloons move wickedly fast. I wish I could show you, but my opponents don't last very long. But anyways, that's going to move on to our final 2 matches. The first match and then a rematch once more. Okay, so interesting name you got there, buddy. Yeah. If you couldn't tell already from the username, this opponent was actually incredibly toxic. Like, incredibly toxic. And if it's not already toxic enough as really, they don't know what they're doing on Speed with Fire. Both this match and the next match. See, they're trying to flex saying, look, I'm taking no damage from Lightning Bolt, but what they fail to realize is that I'm just ecoing, okay? And here's a nice little, very valuable tip, and C-frames can also probably say the same thing for you. Never banana farm and speed with fire. It's not a good idea. Never a good idea. I don't know exactly what their tower loadout was meant to be. Like, I can see how that could work, but it would fall apart very fast with later rounds. Right here, they have their boomer in a very poor spot. The reason why is because not only did they get bionic boomer on the poor priority, they let all those balloons on my eco just leak right through because they had the boomer in the worst priority possible. What they should have done is instead of first, they should have put it on, instead of last, they should have put it on first, or close, perhaps. Okay, that would actually probably work better. The other thing is, instead of putting your boomer here, you want to put it here, so that way it arcs both this track here, because they loop around this triangle of the A once, and then they go down, and then the AI will go around the ring here, so you'll be able to hit your balloons both on this segment of the triangle and this arc of the circle. And that's probably the better spot. And that's just also where you can set up Glaive Lords, is right here is probably the best spot because I'll actually hit both the AI and the opponent track. But anyways, that'll do it for this match. I'm going to move on to a rematch, which is a little bit longer than this. It is the same person too, by the way. Alright, so here is the rematch. We got cute again in Speed with Fire. And yeah, they once again immediately like bad match, bad player kind of emote spam, toxic thing that you would always see. The second thing to note is they make the same mistakes twice, which is actually pretty good for me. Now right here I basically do the same thing. They do knockout, and I'm not sure exactly why. Right here I kind of like choke a little bit by setting up the boomer a little bit too late. But anyways, yeah. I'm not exactly certain why they chose knockout. Probably to make it harder for me, but honestly, it really wouldn't have made a difference. Once again, they put their boomer in a very odd spot that makes it hard for them to defend. Especially for the fact that if they have regen balloons, like say I send regen white, which is usually the bionic boomer's weakness, it would make regen very worse. Now right here, they knock out again. I imagine the knockout is to basically make me waste rubber to gold, but they don't realize I have lightning bolt. Like, I mean, I don't know why they would waste their knockout, but yeah, they do. Right here, they start to struggle with yellows until they get a glaive ricochet. Right here, they once again laugh, thinking, haha, you can't beat me, I got defense now. Well, congrats, but that's not going to get you very far, as you'll later see. They do actually get a little bit smarter. Like, they actually finally figure out, like, a little bit more defense than just flexing on banana farming. And the other fun fact is that they actually get to banana farm. So let's actually speed this up, because there's not much new that happens. So right here, I get my Glaive Lord. I was actually expecting him to knock out my Glaive Lord at any time, to be honest, and send a rush. I'm not exactly certain why. Right here, I send camos thinking they could do something, but then they just kind of put a village out of their ass, and I actually didn't expect a village, to be honest, because once again, they never had village. But yeah, apparently they were doing a boomer village kind of idea. And I'm not exactly certain why, because boomerang is good, don't get me wrong, but you kind of need a little bit more than that, because boomer really isn't that effective against Moab class balloons, especially as Zoma Gods. Even if you like Call to Arms tower boost that, it's still not going to save you with how fast they move and speed with fire. So looking at my screen, you can see that I actually have a decent sized defense going, to where even if knockout were to happen, it would be pointless, because, I mean, there's nothing that they can knock out that would actually make it hard for me. So yeah, their final knockout would be a waste. Right here, they get a monkey village, and then they get the call to arms, which is usually what you want to do with village. They also do get pretty far in farming, but like, yeah, not exactly certain why they chose to banana farm in Speed with Fire. Like I said, banana farming really isn't that good. And then I'm not sure why they sent rainbows of all things. Probably to see if like it would work, but I don't even see them on my screen because, you know, they could just get insta pops. At this point, I was just building up a defense in case. Yeah, that's why I said that Moabs don't work against boomerangs. And yeah, that's why they lost. But yeah, what I was actually anticipating with my opponent, considering they were banana farming, that kind of told me that, hey, you're going to get rushed early, which is why I had stalls and big balloon slow ready. So basically it would backfire on them, because I knew they couldn't possibly have, like, say, a balloon snipe or something. So yeah. That was, I believe, all that I have for Speed with Fire. And if you enjoyed all those little mini matches, I guess, be sure to leave a like. And if you want, in the description of this video particularly will be a Discord invite link to C-Frame Gaming's Discord if you want to have some Speed with Fire training, or just, you know, chill out and relax with all the other members of the Discord at any time. So you're welcome to, and that will do it for now. I'll see you all in the next one. Later.